Welcome to the Spotlight with me, Jeff Koinange, here at the Africa Green Revolution Forum in Kigali, Rwanda. Now, all this week, the Spotlight is literally focusing on themes that have to do with what we're talking about all week. Today is all about nutrition. My guest, if there's anyone with any experience in nutrition, is my guest with a wealth of experience. 4 years ago, she was appointed by then UN Secretary General as the coordinator for the Scaling Up Nutrition Movement and also Assistant Secretary General. Now, a wealth of experience comes from the fact that as permanent representative for the Netherlands to the United Nations-based Rome Food Agency, FAO, WFP, and IFAD. In 2013, she was elected chair of the UN Committee on World Food Security. In 2014, appointed as chair of the Agenda Council for Food and Nutrition of the World Economic Forum. Joining us from Geneva, Switzerland, Gerda Verburg. Gerda, good to see you. Thanks so much for your time. Welcome to the Spotlight.
Happy to be there.
So, Gerda, with all this experience, and let's face it, you are coordinating the Scaling Up Nutrition Movement. Why is food security still such a big issue?
Not only food security, but also nutrition. Not only enough calories and enough food, but also the right food. It is so important because it is an investment in the body of people, starting with children, but also in the cognitive development of people. And that is very often underestimated. Let me give the example of a young child. During the first 1,000 days of a child from the pregnancy of the mother until the second birthday, these days are decisive for the rest of their life, for the body infrastructure, for your health, but also for the brain infrastructure. And if during the first 1,000 days nutrition is not well done, children are not able to live up to their potential, and they will be handicapped for the rest of their life, and maybe physically they will not be as productive as they could be. So for that reason, nutrition is crucial together with food.
You know what, Gerda, most of the times, especially in many parts of Africa, it's filling the belly that's most important, just having something to eat, not just something nutritious. Do you agree?
I agree, and I hear this very often. At the same time, when I visit Africa, because the Scaling Up Nutrition Movement is a movement owned by countries, and 44 out of 55 countries in Africa are a member of the Scaling Up Nutrition Movement. And the commitment there is to take food and nutrition as a key investment in human capital, in people, in order to be prepared to develop their country. But when I have discussions with decision makers or decision advisors, they start to discuss filling the belly is crucial, and I cannot do any other than agree with it, because it is crucial. But at the same time, Africa has so many opportunities, has such a rich opportunity to develop its food production, agriculture and food production, towards not only filling the belly, but to produce diverse and to make sure that the food that is produced is also very healthy and nutrition. So it's killing two birds with one stone, and that is something that Africa is now doing right now. And I am extremely happy that during this AGRF, nutrition is such an important topic, and I would like to praise the leadership for it.
Absolutely. It looks like things were really turning around. We're turning that corner, Gerda. And then the pandemic showed up. So the entire planet was put on pause for the last 6 months. It's going to be difficult to jumpstart and get back to where we were before.
It's true. And it's very sad to see how the COVID crisis is impacting so many people in so many countries. I would like to say two things here. We are working with our countries to make sure that nutrition is part and parcel of every emergency package. It shouldn't be only, it's of course a health crisis, but very soon and for very many people, it's also a socio-economic crisis. A day in a lockdown, a day locked at home is a day without income, and a day without income is a day without proper opportunities to feed yourself and your family. So we are making sure that good food and nutrition is a part and parcel of the emergency package of the governments. It's stepping up, and I praise governments for it. At the same time, this COVID crisis is telling every country that we are in this together, that you need to be ready to recover in a stronger way and to be prepared for a next crisis, because we don't know where it will come from, but we are so fragile, and that's proven through this crisis. And Africa has learned already a lot during the past years, of course, with Ebola and other viruses. But what is crucial here is that we think about how can we improve and strengthen the system so that a country is prepared. And to do this, it is important to bring ministers of health, agriculture and food, fisheries, forestries, but also social protection and economic development and finance together and organize, rethink the way of feeding people, rethinking the way of food production, and make food production, agriculture sustainable against climate shocks, maintaining and safeguarding natural resources, water, soils, etc., but at the same time nutritious. And there are big opportunities, and I hope, and that is also my plea in this meeting, African countries, please step up, learning from the COVID crisis, step up in this forum already to prepare yourself for a strong commitment next year during the Food Systems Summit that will be hosted by the Secretary General of the UN, but where all parties, governments, civil society, research sector, UN, private sector are coming together to make clear commitments from a country perspective on how to improve a food system so that healthy, nutritious food is accessible and affordable for everyone.
I'll get back to the Food Summit in a moment there, Gerda. Thanks for mentioning. Now, on Friday, you're going to be participating in the Presidential Summit of the Africa Green Revolution Forum. The theme this week has been Feed the Cities, Grow the Continent. In your opinion, how do you think we can do that nutritiously, if you will?
Yeah. My first plea would be make sure that growing cities have a strong connection with the rural area, because they need to be fed by farmers close by, but also in the remote area. So infrastructure is important. My second point is make sure that young people and that everyone, but focus on with a special focus on young people, that they can find a job, a decent job. My third issue is make sure that cities are making provisions so that healthy and nutritious food is not more expensive than fast food. What we see happen in some African countries is what has happened in many Western cities, namely the fast food chains coming in and making a hot dog much cheaper than a healthy meal. And I don't want to tell everyone that you shouldn't eat a tasty hot dog from time to time, but to feed yourself every day with fast food is not healthy. And cities can play an important role. Create green areas, make sure that healthy, nutritious food is available and affordable, and make sure that people have the right living conditions, are proper housed, and that there is some green space in cities. But never forget to maintain a strong relation between growing cities and the rural area in order to provide the food value chain that is needed to feed all these people.
But Gerd, it's so easy for you to say that when, in fact, a lot of people on the African continent especially are struggling to have just one meal a day. It's so easy to say, eat nutritiously. People don't care. They just want to eat.
Yeah, that's the first step, and I don't blame them, because I think I would do the very same. At the same time, it is a process, and the forum is supporting this to include thinking of not only filling the belly, but also investment in your body and in your brains. How to maintain everything and how to be able to develop your own future, take your own future. If you know that it's not too difficult to think through agriculture production, to think through food production and make it more healthy, it is not rocket science. So I am talking here, and in the forum, you have a lot of policy advisors, you have decision makers, you have ministers of agriculture, but ministers of health should also be involved. If you want to invest in the future of your country, invest in your people. And if you invest in your people, invest in the right nutrition so that people can be healthy, productive, and smart to find solutions for the future of your country and serve your country. And it is coming. And I'm quite sure that all the African leaders will be committed to make strong commitments during the Food System Summit, and hopefully also next year during the summit that will be hosted by the government of Japan, connected to the Olympic Games, the Nutrition for Growth Summit.
Gerda, if you could give one message to the African heads of state who will be tuned in on Friday, one message, what would that be?
Lead by investing in your country, and by investing in your country is investing in people, and it all starts with feeding your people in the right way.
All my life we had a saying growing up that said, a hungry man is an angry man. What do they say about a nutritious person?
I would make it more positive. A well-fed youngster is a creative and a productive youngster that will create a future for the whole village and for the whole nation.
Moving forward from the AGRF 2020, you mentioned about the Food Systems Summit 2021. Here's your chance. Tell us what to expect.
First of all, I'm extremely happy that the Secretary General of the UN has appointed your top leader, Agnes Kalibata, as a special envoy. She is trusted by many people. She has a background as an agricultural minister in Rwanda, but building on this, she is a leader, and she is able to bring people together, to work together, and to make food systems transforming into sustainable food production, not anymore exhausting soils or water resources or wood and all these kind of things, but she's also able to include the right nutrition in the food. A lot is possible, and there are two things that are crucial in this summit. It is a summit about people and not about declarations. So every commitment will be measured. What will it mean for people out there. And the people will be brought to the table. And secondly, it is about clear actions that are measurable and where the different actors can hold each other, where in which different partners can hold each other to account. Governments are not able to do it on their own. Business will not be able to do it on their own. Civil society can do advocacy, but cannot change a system on their own. So you need to work together, and you need to work together from a country or a sub-national level. And that is what is expected from the Food Systems Summit next year. And I am confident that leaders in Africa, led by the African Union, but also by AGRA and her leadership, Agnes Kalibata, will come forward with very concrete commitments. And a Sun movement represented in 44 countries, we will work with people from grassroots level to make the commitments as strong and realistic and ambitious as possible.
Gerda, thanks so much for this time, and thanks for coming on the Spotlight.
Thank you. Have a great forum.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. That's Gerda Verburg there. She is the coordinator of the Scale Up Nutrition Movement and also Assistant UN Secretary General. Keep tweeting hashtags Feed the Cities, hashtag Grow the Continent, hashtag Virtual Summit, and all this at AGRF 2020. This has been The Spotlight with me, Jeff Koinange, here in Kigali, Rwanda.